Let's take a deep, clean breath, think pleasant thoughts, and transition to happiness rankings, which I know can sound a little soft focus, a little lifestyle magazine, but stick with me because once you look past the branding, this is really a story about work, power, and what it takes to make daily life feel bearable. The 2026 World Happiness Report, like the versions before it, is not really measuring whether people are walking around grinning all day. It generally asks people to rate their lives on a ladder. Basically, where are you between the worst possible life and the best possible life? Then the report looks at broad social conditions that tend to go with higher scores, things like income, health, social support, freedom to make life choices, generosity, and perceptions of corruption. So right away, this is bigger than mood. It's about whether life feels stable, dignified, and livable. That matters because when countries keep showing up near the top, that's not random. It suggests they built systems that reduce panic. Rent panic, healthcare panic, childcare panic, job loss panic. All the little background alarms that capitalism teaches us to call normal. And if a society lowers that noise floor, people report better lives. That should not be surprising, but somehow it still gets treated like a mystery. One thing that stood out in the conversation around these rankings, including in a BBC travel piece looking at why certain countries do so well, is the absence of the big English-speaking powers from the top tier. You don't see the usual Anglosphere heavyweights dominating the top 10. And honestly, that tells a pretty blunt story. A country can be rich, globally influential, packed with luxury consumption, and still leave ordinary people feeling isolated, overworked, indebted, and one emergency away from a tailspin. In other words, national wealth is not the same thing as social well-being. A high GDP doesn't tuck your kid into subsidized childcare. It doesn't shorten your commute. It doesn't make your boss less arbitrary. It doesn't build trust between neighbors. And it definitely doesn't guarantee that a worker can take a sick day without financial fallout. And that's the frame I think we need. Happiness is often sold to workers as an individual task. Meditate more. Optimize your morning. Download an app. Practice gratitude while your schedule changes every week and your rent jumps again. Very convenient for the people making money off the conditions making you miserable. But these rankings point somewhere else. They suggest happiness, or at least life satisfaction, is social, economic, material. It lives in public goods, in trust that institutions won't screw you over, in the ability to plan next month without a knot in your stomach. It's not a personality trait. It's not just whether you're cheerful. It's whether the structure around you allows something like a human life instead of permanent contingency.